Next, we have the Long Estates Minor Subdivision Drainage Review. If you could take us through that, please.
All right, this is a proposed one-lot subdivision. It looks like it's about 17 acres, and it's in, let's see where it was. This is in, I believe it's over in Madison Township, just north of Mulberry on 550. So it's not in a watershed, but it's got a creek running through the property on the west side of the property. There's about 20 feet of fall from the proposed home site to the creek, so there should be pretty good drainage on the site. Here's a pictometry aerial with the property lines on there showing the building site and the creek off to the left side of the property there. There's another view of it. You can kind of see the elevation falling off to the top of the picture there. The depth to the water table at the home site is about 30 inches. It's very limited for basements and somewhat limited for crawl spaces. There are no flooding concerns at the home site, or also no ponding concerns. And I believe that's all we have on there. Dan, do you have anything to add to that?
I do not, other than it looks like it's gonna be a really good home site with excellent drainage.
Okay. Any comments from the board? Questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion carries 3-0.
Easy.
Next item is Prairie Creek Watershed with the Utility Service Board discussion, and we're lucky to have a full cast here today, so.
Yeah, this is a carry-on from our meeting that I had with them Monday, I believe. We went over the Prairie Creek map, showing our problems that we have in the area and what we're looking at. And we had a nice discussion, and Mr. Ewis can present further.
Yeah, so as Dan said, we've been talking back and forth for quite a while, and this is an old topic for me, having been, in your guys' seats and seeing it from that perspective. I think the biggest user of Prairie Creek is definitely the Frankfort Utility stormwater. So after you left and we had discussion with you, Dan, about possible ways we could work together, we agreed to, and actually the idea was Todd, so I can't take credit for the idea, but I can explain to you. Every year, every month, starting in January of 2026, we're going to set aside $10,000 a month to be designated for projects in the Prairie Creek watershed, and particularly, the creek. So what we expect, or what we need to do from our perspective in order to be able to participate, is that any project that would come up, instead of transferring money from the utilities to the county, we would just pay the contractor directly should we have to do that, and that eliminates any kind of interlocal agreements or issues with the state board of accounts for us. So hopefully that's not an issue. So as that builds, it will build in perpetuity. It won't go back. So it'll continue to build for $10,000 a month until we decide to use it. So, and we're also willing to participate with in-kind things where we can get our equipment in there and help with clearing tree limbs and blockages and confluences, as Dan would say, and things like that. So we were, and we agreed unanimously. Everyone on the Utility Service Board thought that this was a good thing for us to do, and we wanted to partner with you guys and start this relationship and show the community that we're all working together, and we realize we contribute to some of those things, and we're happy to help. So I don't think anybody had anything negative to say towards it at all. I mean, it was pretty much a no-brainer for us, so we're happy. We're glad that you reached out, or I think Mr. Gunyon may have reached out to you, or you two folks talked, and I know you talked to Mike.
We've had that discussion, as you know, for years.
You and I have talked about it for
talking
years,
about it,
yeah. So anyway, that's kind of it in a nutshell. So we look forward to working together.
Well, I personally want to thank you all very much for that. It's going to be a big help to the citizens of the city.
Yep.
For sure.
And
another comment, as far as their pay portion of it, our drainage code, state code, does allow for that. If we have a project that has been determined that the Utility Service Board can participate in. They can go ahead, we can bill them directly for the cost or their share of it. So we shouldn't have any problems with State Board of Accounts either, under that code.
Okay,
One more point I need to relay to you. If I don't, Krista asked me to relay to you guys that she has already started doing some legwork on grants and having us partner with the Drainage Board for Okra grants, I believe, that
I think that's
includes
what
some
she said,
stormwater
yeah.
projects. So she's already working on that, and knowing her, it won't be long before she has it figured out. So,
Excellent.
yeah. One other thing you folks might think about, and this is just me personally, throwing this out there, is you might consider going to the RDC, Frankfurt RDC,
Okay,
for help.
haven't thought about that.
So, just an idea. So, all right,
point.
thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
thank you. No, that's great. I may have you come back, Josh, because I do have, I want to ask one question though. I mean, very thankful for this as a drainage board. You know, we sat up here, we had these
Right.
conversations multiple times.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of projects, Confluence, as you said, that, in that watershed.
Sure.
That people bring to us.
Yeah.
And so do you think we need some type of partnership put on writing that we're working together for this? Obviously, the funds stay in the utility, your escrow account or however you're doing it, and then when a project comes available, but just for, as we've talked many times, like, we'll all change positions
Right, we're not
at
gonna
some
be
point,
here.
right?
Yeah, right.
And do we need to put something that says, hey, we have this mutual
Sure.
agreement? Not necessarily interlocal, that's a little probably too formal, I would say, right, Tom? I mean, the interlocal would be more if it was a specific project, just more of like some type of partnership.
What if we
agreement.
passed matching resolutions
Okay.
that just said, we're gonna, I guess they wouldn't match. Ours would essentially say that we're creating this line item or this fund for the Prairie Creek watershed, which is what we've already done.
We have a budgeted
Okay.
item called
Yeah,
Prairie Creek
yeah.
maintenance or something like
Gotcha.
that.
But we can
So it's in our budget.
put it
and
in
have a
writing
fund.
that those funds are only to be used, for that, if that would, satisfy what you're thinking about. Or we can
Yeah, we'll
spitball back
work
and
there.
forth
I'm
and
just
figure it out.
thinking like we found this out many times.
Yeah, we don't want to start and then get the rug
Like,
pulled out from underneath us.
We have to
because
go
the
back to
next-
some minutes
Yeah.
from
Oh, yeah.
1999.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And we're like, yeah, they said this, but we can't find anything that actually shows that there was anything more
Yeah,
than that.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. I mean,
Ah.
we felt the same. And like I told Dan, no offense to any of you, we're not, we weren't comfortable just saying, here, take the money.
I understand
Because
that.
you guys, if it's you guys, that's one thing, but you may not always be here.
Yeah.
And so we don't know, and I didn't want to, we don't want to hamstring future, and you're
Utility
the same
rights.
way.
No,
Yeah.
that's, and I think
Yeah.
that would be what would envision, more or less
Yeah.
just something to map it out, but obviously you have the autonomy if things change and you decide you're not gonna do it, in 20 years you're not doing it, you know what I
I
mean?
hope,
Like,
yeah, I hope that's not the case, but
I hope so
it's a
too,
possibility.
but I think it's
What-
fair.
Why don't I talk to Alicia and see what she thinks about that question of how we memorialize this so that
Perfect.
future generations, is that okay, Tom? Or maybe she may get a hold of you.
Absolutely.
Have those two talk and
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
be good with it.
Yeah, exactly.
But like Josh said, we set up a line item in the budget and we're setting a line item in our fund report so that if this year, let's say we don't use any, it's gonna
Yeah.
have a balance of 120,000 start 2027, and we're just gonna keep going.
Just keep
So that's
building
how we're gonna be.
Perfect. I think that's
keeping
great.
track of these
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Hopefully that amount also shows how committed we are
It does.
to this.
Yeah.
Because it's a significant amount of money for us,
Yes,
but
it is.
we get a significant amount of use out of this watershed, so.
Well, whether it's a project right away or it builds for 2 years, I mean,
Yeah.
if it's.
We're gonna be
you
ready to
know,
rock.
It's got a
Yeah.
healthy balance to actually
Yeah.
do something when,
something
when they come before us and we're like, well, we're looking for, some money and we're unable to find it for
And we
these type
would,
of projects.
obviously, and it's up to you guys, but we would like to be brought in, when the project is being discussed
think
and, what we're
100%,
looking
yeah.
at as opposed to, and not that I think any of you would do this, but don't just, I know how much you love somebody walking in and throwing something down and saying vote on it.
Yeah,
So,
and
I don't
and
like
I
doing
think
that to
that's
people.
probably an important piece to put in
Yeah.
whatever we memorialize,
Correct.
so that both sides have a little
Yeah,
bit
would like to
of
have
Heads
the
up.
understanding of what
Yeah.
the expectation is.
Yeah.
Well, and then if we could get together, and it is something that our guys can do with our equipment.
Right.
and Everything else, save everybody a little bit of money and stretch it further.
Yeah.
Because, we just worked on a project with Dan out by the golf course, and it went great. So, let's just keep this going.
Yeah.
Just because the money's there doesn't mean that we can spend it. We can do stuff in kind with the work or with the materials, and then we can take it out of that line item, or however, from our budget standpoint.
I really like the in-kind idea, and we'll probably use that to right after the first big heavy spring rain through the creek,
Yeah,
with those pipelines where we always have to pull out those log jams.
yeah.
We're still willing to send our guys out, but, we're paying a contractor or a tree guy.
Yeah, yeah, but, our tree guys, whatever, let's just work together and.
The more we can work together, the better off we're all gonna be. I mean,
Exactly.
We need to,
I
yeah.
think it would work great.
better
We
for
can reach
everyone.
out to you when we get the first complaint, wherever it comes in, we'll look at it,
Yeah,
send it to
you
you
take the
guys.
complaints, we'll just,
Do the work. But,
Well, my complaint, what I'm calling complaint is somebody calls in and said there's a log jam
Cons-
somewhere or whatever.
those are called concerns.
Concern, okay.
Opportunity.
Yeah, there you go.
That'll be- Depends on how the conversation
How
goes
it's
with them on the
phrased,
phone.
yeah, yeah. I understand.
no, so thank you guys for
Yeah.
bringing this to us, and, I know, like I said, we've had a lot of these talks over the years you're here, so you understand as better than anyone both sides of this
Yeah.
relationship, and it's nice to have good people at the Utility Service Board to work with.
Well, same to you guys, appreciate it. Yep.
So. Okay, next item is our 2026 Drainage Board meeting schedule.
This follows right along after commissioners' meetings, so we're just looking for approval for this.
Move to approve the schedule.
And second.
Motion carries 3-0.
I also have drainage project submittal dates for approval. This is basically just 2 weeks before each meeting, kind of a deadline to get projects submitted, so we have time to review them before the meeting. And get a motion to approve that also, that'd be great.
Motion to approve.
Motion carries
Second.
3-0. Any other items?
One side note, Mr. Cox was here. We went back to my office, went over the maps. He has several maps now and the profiles, things like that. So he's got a good understanding of what's going to take place out there.
Okay. That's
He
for
is in
the
favor.
drainage reconstruction hearing at our next meeting.
Yes,
Correct, okay.
And he was in favor of it.
yes, he was.
Okay, any other items?
That's all I got.
All right, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So move. Second.